Did you start it?
Welcome to the Secret Time Travel Podcast, episode 18. And today we need your help. We need you to give us a transistor.
And a resistor.
A transistor and a resistor.
A trans boy.
Okay. Anyway, what is the real topic? What is the real thing we're doing this podcast about? Come on, go ahead and say it.
We're gonna stay completely silent because monsters are chasing us. They're blind.
That's right. We have to speak in sign language.
What?
Oh no, dude! The box is gonna get you now.
Oh man.
Alright, well, if you didn't know already from what we just did, we're gonna be talking about A Quiet Place, which we watched
Just now.
literally an hour ago was when we finished watching it. Okay, well, an hour and a half ago is when we finished watching it.
Yeah, an hour and a half ago.
We went to the cinema together and watched it.
Mhm.
We were like
Totally.
2 minutes late to the film.
Yeah, it started like. I mean, no, it started at like. A kind of good time.
Yeah. We didn't miss anything.
We didn't miss anything important. I mean.
Now look, do you want this to be a spoiler review or a spoiler-free review? I'm putting it on you.
I'm not sure, man. Do you want to give a spoiler review and then a spoiler-free review? Like
Well,
you want to
that would
podcast?
be that would be twice the work, and I'm not for that.
Well, all right. So I'm gonna put a random number generator here, and if it's okay. There we go. If it's something's happening. Okay. If it's above 5, we're gonna do spoiler. If it's below, we're gonna do spoiler free. All right.
Okay.
Generate. It's 7. We're gonna do spoiler.
Oh no. Alright, I mean, okay. Okay, so this is a spoiler review. If you haven't seen A Quiet Place, stop watching right now. I'm telling you, get off the film. I mean, get off this video is what
Get
I
off
mean.
the film.
Get on the film, get off the video.
Exactly. You know what? We'll let you wait. Just wait it out.
Yeah, we'll let you wait, alright?
We'll be here.
We'll be here, we're waiting for you, alright?
All right. We're waiting for you silently. Very silently. Wait a minute. Actually, guys, I have a confession. We're actually the monsters from the film. Which is why we're making so much noise and we're not getting attacked, because we attack the people that make noise.
I don't have super hearing, so I'm not a monster. I'm John Krasinski.
Oh, you're John Krasinski. I'm that weird girl with the bushy eyebrows.
The daughter?
The doctor, yeah.
Okay. So then how are you talking? Because she was a mute. Like, the actress is actually a mute.
No, she made noises. What do you mean? No, she's not.
Pretty sure the actress was a deaf mute. I mean, I'll check.
I mean, the character was a deaf mute. Okay, you know what? What's the actress's name? You know
Yeah,
what?
she's
Right
deaf.
now.
Millicent Simmons
Alright.
is a deaf American actress who stars in the drama film Wonderstruck and the horror film A Quiet Place.
Deaf?
Moving on.
Millicent? Oh, speaking of deaf mute people,
Oh gosh.
we actually not convenient. It wasn't convenient. We ran into right before watching the movie. We actually ran into a deaf mute guy. I don't know why I'm saying this. I mean, no one's really gonna watch this video.
Yeah, alright, so let's move on. Anyway.
Alright.
A Quiet Place. Now look, okay, now here's some background on A Quiet Place. What is the premise of A Quiet Place? Tom.
Okay, deaf, not mute. Okay, she's.
I'm gonna assume she's also mute. Tom, what is the premise of the film? Premise. Not plot. Premise.
Monsters appear out of nowhere and they can't see you, but they have super hearing. And if they hear you, you're dead.
Surprisingly accurate.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, okay, so that's it. Yeah, so they're in a place and there's monsters, and the monsters show up, and they just have these super hearing powers, and they attack any sound they hear, so they can't make any noise in the film.
Yeah, and it was really, I don't know, like every moment of that film was like, it was intense. Like even at the parts where like it was just them cooking dinner or something, I still felt like,
you felt the tension, right?
Yeah, I felt the tension.
The tension because it was so quiet.
Exactly.
Especially near the beginning when it was super quiet.
Yeah, and then okay, we're entering spoilers now, guys.
No, well, we said this was a spoiler review.
Well,
alright,
yeah.
So anyway,
even at the beginning, well, okay, like I didn't get it at first. Just saying, like at the beginning of the movie, I thought like everyone, like this was like a town where people had to be quiet for some reason, right?
Okay.
But it wasn't, and I thought the kids were just going to school, but they weren't going to school.
Nah, man.
Yeah, they were just moving out.
Wait, you watched the trailer though. How can you not know this stuff?
No. I watched like it wasn't exactly a trailer. It was like a teaser kind of.
Okay.
All it showed was the part where she was underground with the monster. Remember that? Like in the basement with the monster.
Yeah.
It's that part. It showed like the kids running through the cornfield. I thought it was gonna take place like I didn't know the exact thing. I just watched that one trailer, so I didn't really know.
All right, fair enough. But okay, we've already said the premise. Anyway, so. Now, the director of this film is also the star of this film, John Krasinski, of The Office fame. And now I'm a huge fan of The Office. I love The Office with all my heart. And Jim is one of my favorite TV characters ever. I think Jim is one of the most relatable TV characters ever. And everyone wants to be Jim. If you don't want to be Jim, then you're lame.
Oh my god, it is Jim.
I told you this.
No. I know it's Jim. Okay, I know it's Jim. But like, just saying, man, he looks really weird with a beard.
I guess. I mean,
Yeah,
at the beginning, his beard isn't that like thick, and so he looks more like Jim.
Yeah.
It's been like 5 years since the finale, man. I mean, he's allowed to age.
I mean, yeah, but like, he went from super nerd to super lumberjack guy.
He has gained some muscles since The Office.
Some muscles? Excuse me, I'm gonna send a picture of him shirtless.
Well, now I'm gonna have to edit that in. 7:56.
I guess you'll have to.
Yeah. Alright, so John Krasinski, this is his first time directing a film, I believe, and he has said that he's actually not a fan of horror films. Speaking of which, by the way, if we haven't said it before, this is a horror film. He's never been a fan of horror films. John Krasinski, growing up, he's never been a fan of horror films. On a separate note, I'm currently wearing a t-shirt that says Boston. You know why? Because John Krasinski's from Massachusetts, and Boston is in Massachusetts. I don't know if John Krasinski is actually from Boston, but he's from Massachusetts.
He's from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Hopefully he sees our video and hires us for the next Quiet Place.
Well, I don't think there's gonna be a sequel, but like.
If it's good enough, it's always gonna have a sequel.
Oh no, I wouldn't wish that on a movie. It's like. By the way, have you seen Get Out? Just asking.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, so anyway, so John Krasinski, he sees movies like Get Out, and there was another film that I don't remember that he also watched and was like, hey, that's cool. And so he became really interested in the social commentary aspect of horror films lately. Don't Breathe was the other horror film that had a social commentary, and Krasinski was inspired by. And so watching films like Don't Breathe and Get Out, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do a horror film now.
Okay.
And so these guys. What are their names? Who wrote the movie? The story is by these guys named Brian Woods and Scott Beck. No idea who those guys are. They also wrote the screenplay alongside John Krasinski, and John directed it and he starred in it. And now they have this movie. And John was like, you know what? Hey, Emily, his wife, look at this script that I'm gonna direct, and Emily's like, I want to be in that movie. And so now she's in the movie. But I don't know if you knew that, by the way. John Krasinski and Emily Blunt, the two stars, they're married. They are a couple. They are.
Oh, no, yeah, I know.
Okay, husband and wife. Yes.
Yeah, yes. They did the do.
The do.
They're sticking it to the man.
Free advertisement for Mountain Dew.
We should make the song "Sticking It to the Man." Title "Sticking It to the Man."
And we should invite John Krasinski to direct the music video. Yeah.
It's gonna be a blend of horror and comedy. Perfect blend.
Sticking it to the man. Oh, a comedic horror music video.
Dude, that's so weird. All right, back to the movie.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the movie?
Now look, okay, I do not like horror movies.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I've said this before, but I really hate horror movies. I hate getting scared. I like being creeped out, and that's what draws me to like two shows I really like. X-Files, big fan of X-Files. That show was creepy, and I liked it because it was creepy at times. And Stranger Things, especially season 1, when it was creepy, that's when it was at its best, and I like that. I love that. But horror films, I don't like being scared, man. I like being creeped out, but when it gets scary, I'm out. So,
you're out.
So my first...
there was some jump scare moments in the movie as well.
I suppose, but it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean, it made me jump.
Alright, I mean, you are also a self-proclaimed scaredy cat, though.
Yeah, I am also a self-proclaimed. We are both scaredy cats.
Mm-hmm. Both self-proclaimed.
Both self-proclaimed and both scaredy cats. Self-proclaimed scaredy cats. I have a speech impediment now. I don't know why.
Yeah. Maybe it's because you spent too long in a quiet place. So yeah, my first venture into watching a horror film was Get Out. That was the first ever horror film I watched. And after having watched the movie, two things. Epic movie, great movie. And second thing, that was not a horror movie because it wasn't scary at all. It was intense.
It was like psychological kind of.
I suppose, I don't know, but like I feel like, Doki Doki Literature Club, that's supposed to be a psychological horror, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is it really scary?
It's creepy.
It's creepy, yeah, but it's not really that scary. I mean, to be fair, Doki Doki does have jump scares. It does have jump scares.
If you do the right stuff, which I didn't, thankfully.
But even then, there were still some jump scares.
Not exactly, I mean.
Let's just say there were.
Okay, fine.
To me, they were jump scares.
Okay, to you they were jump scares, right?
No, so yeah. So, like, I feel like psychological horrors, that's the kind of stuff I'd probably be into watching. But going into A Quiet Place, I was having to watch it at the cinema because I didn't see Get Out at the cinema. I watched it online. I was like, oh, I really hope this is not a jump scare horror movie. And I was like, and I wouldn't have wanted to watch it if it wasn't for one thing, the high ratings, and two, the fact that the movie is kind of inspired by Get Out and other like social commentary horrors. And so
I watched Get Out on my computer as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't know it was a thing before the gay doctor told me.
Did he see it?
Yeah, he saw it before me.
Oh, well, anyway, but yeah. I was pretty late to the Get Out party, I'll be honest. I was like 6-7 months late.
Same.
I didn't watch it when it was in cinemas. I watched it like 6-7 months after, yeah. But it was good movie,
great acting.
But Three Billboards should have won the Oscar, not a fish love movie.
A fish love movie, what?
Shape of Water.
What?
Alright, let's move beyond that, because I'm still disappointed. I'm not disappointed, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so, what is your rating for this movie out of 10?
You Get Out or?
No, A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place, right. Out of 10, I mean, it was good, right? But I had really high expectations for it that when I really watched it, it wasn't
Yeah, because of
as good as I could. Yeah. So I'd probably give it a 8.5. It was good, but it wasn't my expectation good, you know.
So you're saying you were expecting like a what? You were expecting a 9 and you got an 8.5.
Yeah, I was expecting a 9, because everywhere I looked, it was like, oh, 99%, oh, 9.9 out of 10 IMDb.
Well, that's not correct.
Wait, what? Wait.
No, the IMDb rating is currently 8.3 and it's 97% on Rotten Tomatoes at the moment. It's bound to decrease as it's in cinemas longer and more people watch it, but that's what it is for the moment.
Okay, look, it's 3.5 out of 4 in Roger Ebert.
Yeah, and who the heck is Roger Ebert?
I don't know.
Exactly, some random guy in Missouri.
Some random guy. It's a website.
Anyway, so I'm gonna say 8 over 10 for me, and that's a hard thing to do, man. I'm a movie person. I really like movies. I really critique movies, and it's hard for me to give movies an 8 out of 10, you know. And so 8 out of 10, that's a really good rating for what's that movie called again? A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place, yeah, it is a really good rating.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Get Out was better. Like personally, I think Get Out was the better movie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Get Out was better. Yeah. I mean, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, to me, Get Out was the better movie. A Quiet Place was the better horror, though. I will say that. Although it wasn't that scary, and I don't know if that's just me really psyching myself out, being like, horror movies are super scary, never watch them, or like this is actually what they're like, and this was really good for a horror film. I have no context. I have no experience in the matter, and I can't say for sure how well this ranks on a scale of horror movies in terms of pure horror.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a good movie. I mean, it was really it was tense the whole way through.
Yes.
Yes.
What
was that?
Okay. Hold up. Okay. So
people saying, okay, I'm reading this right now. I don't believe it. All right. Do you know Cloverfield?
Do I know Cloverfield? No, I do not.
It's a movie. It's like a monster movie kind of thing.
Okay.
Okay. Have you seen 10 Cloverfield Lane?
No.
Have you seen the God Particle or God something?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, these 3 movies are basically, it's like a line of movies that are like from Cloverfield. All right, it's like a Cloverfield series. All right.
Wait, what'd you say?
Cloverfield. Hello.
Sorry. Yeah, but no, before. Yeah, the Cloverfield, and then.
Like those 3 movies that I mentioned.
Yeah.
Those are like oh man, what do you call it when it's 3 things?
Trilogy.
What?
Trilogy.
A trilogy. Yeah, it's like a Cloverfield trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And now people are saying, because of the monster and how similar it looks to the monster in Cloverfield, they're saying that it's a secret fourth Cloverfield movie.
I mean, maybe it was inspired by it, but like...
Yeah, but people are thinking like, oh man, it's very similar, you know? This could take place after the war.
Well, initially the writers had considered developing the film into being a Cloverfield installment, but after pitching their ideas to the studio collectively, all of those involved decided to keep the film as its own entity, so...
Are you reading...
That's off Wikipedia. I just saw.
A Quiet Place?
Yeah.
Really?
No, alright. Now let's talk about the social commentary aspect, right? What I'm gonna ask you now, what was the social commentary behind Get Out?
The social commentary behind Get Out?
Mm-hmm. What was the message? What was it about, so to say? I mean, you know what it's about, but what was it really about?
Racism?
Sure, yeah. It was about racism, but more specifically, it was about... Sorry, what?
I mean, okay, it's not exactly about racism.
I mean, racism is a very broad term, but
Yeah.
it was about a very specific kind of racism, and it's about racism that specifically white liberals, the kind of racism they're guilty of.
Yeah.
So okay, that's what Get Out was about. This isn't about Get Out, although it is about A Quiet Place and horror films, and kind of this is what this podcast is about. All right.
All right.
So now I'm gonna ask you now. So what was A Quiet Place really about? What was the theme of A Quiet Place?
Well, I'm not sure actually. I don't know. Staying quiet.
It's about staying quiet.
Survival.
It's so hard to stay quiet in the modern world. We need to make a movie about it. Everyone's talking, giving their opinions. We need to tell them to stop. We need to make them go into a quiet place.
Okay, wait. No, I'm reading the Wikipedia of A Quiet Place. You know, okay. There's this thing called a section for sound and music.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They just put no sound. They'll find you. That would have been like a great marketing thing.
Yeah, that's funny. All right. So so basically, John Krasinski. He read the script that Beck and Woods wrote, and what appealed to him about this movie and what drew him to the project was the part about the parents protecting their children. And the reason why this appealed to him so much was because he had just had his second child with Emily Blunt when he read the script.
Right.
And so his wife, Emily Blunt, encouraged him to go ahead and direct the film, and so that is kind of the underlying theme of A Quiet Place, I suppose.
Parenting.
Sorry.
Parenthood. Protecting.
Parenthood,
children.
yeah. Parenthood, protecting your children.
We don't have kids, so we don't.
We
know
don't have kids. Yeah.
We might soon, no.
Wait, what? So what'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Okay. So I mean that's a Quiet Place, really. So what do you think about the direction of the film?
Well, I think about the direction of the film.
Yeah, like the directing.
I don't know. It was pretty good, I guess.
Yeah, I think I mean, I do think Get Out had better directing. I mean,
Yeah.
Jordan Peele managed to do something real special with that.
Yeah.
But with that being said, Get Out was not as scary. Like it wasn't scary. It was intense. It was definitely intense, but it wasn't scary in the slightest, as far as I'm concerned. A Quiet Place.
No,
yeah.
Get Out was like one of those movies that really made you think.
I suppose, yeah. Get Out was more overt in the social commentary aspect of it. A Quiet Place, I mean, it has that sort of like, it's a horror film with a sort of like kind of a theme. You know, it's not just a mindless horror film, but it's also not. I don't know, what does it have to say? It doesn't really say anything. It's like, hey, parents love their children, but we already knew that, you know.
The dad even died in the end, man.
Okay, well, yeah. So this is a spoiler review. If you heard that and you're complaining, we already said it was a spoiler review, so you don't get to complain.
We're gonna put it in the title. Spoiler review.
Yeah, okay, well, now that you mentioned that, don't you feel like they should have spent more time just addressing the fact that he died?
Yeah, yes.
Maybe we should have seen his corpse or something. I mean, it was a sad moment, sure.
Yeah.
But it's almost, and then like they go on to the next thing. Like, I get it, there's monsters hunting them, but like, you know, be sad that your dad died, you know?
I mean, they couldn't be sad because of the monsters.
I get it, but like at least have like a moment.
They did, kind of, I guess.
I mean, they did, but I feel like the moment passed. Like it passed. Like they should have broken down crying in that car.
I mean, Yeah.
I mean, they watched their dad die.
The dad like getting mutilated.
Exactly, they watched that, and then they were like, and then the movie didn't show us the immediate reaction, and I feel like I would have appreciated that sort of immediate reaction, it hitting them, and then and them realizing what it means.
Yeah, especially the boy.
I mean the girl, like the doctor, they did have that emotional scene with Emily Blunt afterwards. But like the boy, they just gave him the baby and they were like, yeah, have fun with him, and then they're like, we're gonna go cry over here. You can't cry because you're with child. I mean, I feel like he was upset. Obviously, like you could see from his face.
It was like hard or something. Like imagine you watch you watch your parents or parent, you know, I don't know, you choose, get like torn apart in front of you. Like you wouldn't. Like, yeah, you would be pretty banged up by the end of that.
You'd be much more. I mean, those kids are strong.
Exactly.
Some strong kids.
even the boy, especially the boy. The boy didn't cry.
Yeah, like he's a young kid. He's like 9, 10. I don't know. Like I'll try and check how old he is.
Yeah, okay. You could do that.
Let's see how old this Noah Jupe kid is. He's 13. Like, come on, man. Wait, were they the same age? Oh, no. The girl's 14.
Yeah.
But, oh, well, anyway. But overall, yeah, it was a good movie. That's really my only complaint. I feel like they kind of brushed over. Like, the ending seemed sort of rushed-ish. Like everything after the dad died felt sort of rushed.
Yeah, I mean they could have extended it kind of a bit to a 2-hour movie, I guess.
I mean, I don't know if I'd want it to be a 2-hour movie. I think it was a good length. Maybe it would have. I mean, I just feel like maybe it would have been better.
Add a few more minutes to let it sink in, I guess.
Yeah, like add a few more minutes. Add a scene in the car where they're just crying, you know. And then... The thing that really bothered me, right? Okay.
The kid should have known the weakness when, like, the second time, like, when they were in the what was it? The silo? Was it the silo? Was that what it's called? The corn silo?
Yeah, when they were in the silo, yeah.
Yeah. The kid should have realized, because, like, her thing was, like, doing a thing... And then the monsters ran away. Like, you know, it can't just be a coincidence, right?
I mean, I mean, maybe the first time it could have been a coincidence.
Yeah, first time, but this is twice happening already.
No, but the first time she didn't see.
Yeah, the first time she didn't see.
So exactly. That we can't count that.
Yeah, so the second time. I mean, right. Was it 3 or 4 times that happened?
And we can't forget that it really hurts her ears, and so she's probably barely perceiving the stuff that's going on around her. You know, I mean, I'll give her a pass. I'll give it a pass for that.
No. But, like, okay. Even if it's hurting her ear, that scene where the monster was in the silo with them, she still could have kind of picked it up, right? Like...
Picked what up?
Like, that was their weakness. Like, the monster was right there. What other reason could the monster have run away, you know?
I don't know. I mean, I can see, not necessarily I can see the logic. I mean, I feel like hindsight's 20/20, you know?
Yeah, okay, I guess.
Like, hindsight is 20/20 that it works like that.
Yeah.
And... Like, yeah, when you're in that situation, you're being crushed by a monster, you're scared for your life, and, like, can you really think about things like that? I don't know.
Yeah, that's also kind of true. Yeah. Man.
And also, that thing doesn't really kill them. It just... It
messes them up.
It messes them up, yeah. Exactly.
Like, you saw at the end of the movie, the girl put it at the microphone, so it amplified it like a lot. And then you saw when the monster got back up, he didn't have his head shield anymore, so that allowed the mom to shoot her.
Oh, what? There was a head shield?
Didn't you read the whiteboard? They had armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
the armor
like,
went away?
yeah, the armor went away. The armor was covering the head. It was covering the entire body.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I mean, okay, think about it like this, right? If the monsters just didn't have armor, the government could probably and you saw there were only like 4 confirmed. Yeah, the government could have probably just come in and just shot them out, man. It wouldn't have been easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I mean,
basically,
okay, yeah, I suppose I understand. Right. Okay.
yeah, but they didn't, and I don't get the whole setting of the thing. Like, is everyone else dead, or I mean, okay,
A lot of people are dead.
a lot of people are dead, but is this like worldwide, or is it just that one place? Like, I mean, okay, you saw it like the early on in the movie, like when they were lighting the beacon.
No, actually, yeah, it's everywhere because remember it said China at one point, so it is everywhere on Earth that these things have come and then they're attacking us.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Although, I feel like the setting is sort of not necessarily irrelevant, but the details of it don't really matter because we're following this one family in particular.
I guess, but like the details are still important.
I suppose, but it's only important in a world building sense.
Yeah.
I mean, like think about it. If these animals were only in Americas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then like, what changes? Nothing really changes plot wise.
Yeah, nothing really changes plot-wise, I guess.
But it is worldwide, yeah.
It is worldwide, yeah. But still, like, there are like, 7 billion people in this world, and like, everyone else has died. I mean, they didn't
not everyone else, but like a lot of people. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. I really felt like, at times, it felt like The Walking Dead.
It's a Walking Dead thing.
Yeah, it's sort of like The Walking Dead, really. The situation they're in.
Yeah.
But they ain't walkers, they're hearers.
They're hearers. Okay, did you find it cool when their heads opened up? Like, I really did.
You found it cool?
I found it cool. Like, their ears opened up and you could hear what they were hearing.
Yeah, I think that was good.
That was pretty cool, man. I don't know.
Because until then, like, I don't know, I guess, like, it really kind of, like, hammered home that, like, yeah, they have super sensitive hearing. They can really hear everything, so you have to be quiet. And, like, really quiet.
In a quiet place.
In a quiet place.
In a quiet place. Oh, gosh. So, yeah.
Anyway,
That's
but, yeah, we're actually 33 minutes in here, so we can wrap this up.
Yeah, I guess, Quiet Place, really good movie. Y'all should check it out. I mean, you already did check it out.
Yeah.
It's a spoiler review. Okay, tell your friends to check it out.
Tell your friends. Tell your
family. And then
watch
watch this video.
And
after they checked it out.
Right, yeah.
Because it's our video. So, final score, I already gave it like an 8.5 and you gave it an 8.
Yep, 8.5, 8, yeah.
Not too far off, I gave it a higher rating because I don't know, man. The final scene really made me sad. At the small moment that happened.
Ooh, the final scene made you sad?
Not the final scene. I mean, the scene where the dad died.
Right. Yeah.
Like that brought like kind of a tear in my eye, and then it just didn't go down.
I will say I think the best sequence in the movie was the pregnancy sequence. I mean the labor sequence. That was just hard to watch.
Yeah, that was intense.
That was incredibly hard to watch.
All the blood and the water breaking. Gosh, it was gross, and it was really hard to watch because the mom was just in so much pain, and the nail's the worst. The nail's the worst. Exactly. I just imagine myself stepping on.
And for the rest of the movie, I was like, please don't let someone else step on it. Please don't let, because they never address it again. They're like, yeah, everyone's just not gonna step on it, okay?
No, they did address it again, I guess, but like they just showed it covered in blood.
I mean, yeah, but like I don't know, like I just felt anxious every time someone walked down that staircase after that.
Dude, yeah. Also, by the way, just saying, I've had experience stepping on nails. I stepped on a nail. and the scar, and that I'm just gonna say that entire place in my leg is numb to this day.
Wow.
And it has like a scar.
Wow. You found a scar?
Oh, a scar!
All right. Well,
Oh.
that about wraps up our A Quiet Place review.
Yeah.
Thank you for subscribing to the Secret of Time Travel podcast.
Please tell your friends, we're very lonely.
In a quiet place.